Well, friends, I am Professor N.S.Syama Prasad. We are going to discuss a very important topic of Indian Constitution, the schedules of Indian Constitution. Schedule is like appendix in a book. There are a lot of appendices in a book, and similarly, in Constitution, the appendices are known as schedules. As we know, when the Constitution was ready in November 1949, there were 395 articles and 8 schedules. And after that, we have made a lot of amendments to Constitution. We have passed 106 amendments. And even now we have to say 395 articles are there because when a new article is added, that is added as a part of existing article. For example, 43A, 43B, 300A, etc. But the case of schedules, we increase the number. Formerly 8 schedules, and now there are 12 schedules in the Indian Constitution. We shall discuss each one of these schedules. And remember, originally 8 schedules, 9th was added by first amendment in 51, 10th was added by 52nd amendment in 85-86 period, and 73rd added 11th schedule, 74th amendment added 12th schedule. So we shall discuss the importance of these schedules, what are the important and things contained in the schedules. First schedule contains the names of states and union territories. So first schedule, if you go through first schedule, you can see the names of 28 states and 8 union territories. On the one side, left side, the names of states and territories are given, and on the other side, the extent of the state, extent of union territory is given. That is first schedule. And second schedule is emoluments or salaries of important functionaries. The salaries of important functionaries are prescribed by the Indian Constitution. For example, if you go through the second schedule of Indian Constitution, you can see President's salary is mentioned. At present, the President of India gets 5 lakhs rupees per month. That is mentioned in the Constitution. Then, the Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Then, the Chief Justice of India, salary of the Chief Justice of India, salary of the Judges of Supreme Court. Then, salary of the Chief Justice of High Court, salary of the Chief Justice of Judges of High Court. Then, it also contains the salary of governors and comptroller, auditor general, etc. So, the emoluments of important functions are given in the second schedule of Indian Constitution. And remember, Vice President gets a salary of rupees 4 lakhs, but he is given salary not as the Vice President of India, but he gets salary as the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So, that is second schedule. And third schedule, oaths or affirmation. Important functionaries have to take oath or affirmation. For example, Indian President has to take an oath before the Chief Justice. Chief Justice will have to take oath before the President of India. All judges are to be sworn in before the President or the Chief Justice. So, these rules are there, and the affirmation, that prescribed affirmation is given in the third schedule. But in the case of President, the oath or affirmation is given in Article 60. In the case of Vice President, the oath or affirmation is given in Article 69. And in the case of Governor, that is given for 159. But all other oaths are given in the third schedule. You can see an MP has to take an oath. A candidate for election Lok Sabha has to take an oath. A candidate for election to State Assembly must take oath. So all these oaths are given in the third schedule of Indian Constitution. And remember, Speaker has no oath. Speaker of Lok Sabha has no oath. Deputy Speaker has no oath. Similarly, Speaker of State Legislative Assembly has no oath, and Deputy Speaker has no oath. So the oaths are given in the third schedule of the Indian Constitution. And you know, oaths can be taken 2 different ways. If you believe in God, you can take oath in the name of God. And if you don't believe in God, you can take oath, I solemnly affirm. Both are provided by the Indian Constitution. But if you go through this, there is no oath of the Prime Minister. Oath of the Prime Minister is not mentioned. Oath of the Minister is mentioned. And when the Prime Minister takes oath, he will say, I take charge as a Prime Minister. Here he may add the word Prime Minister. And next schedule is fourth schedule. Fourth schedule is allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha. How many members are to be elected Rajya Sabha from various states and union territories? That is given in the fourth schedule. You can see all states have represented in the Rajya Sabha and 3 UTs are represented in the Rajya Sabha. Delhi, Pondicherry and Jammu Kashmir. Only union territories having assemblies have representation in the Rajya Sabha. So the allocation seats in the Rajya Sabha are given in the 4th schedule of Indian Constitution. You remember the Lok Sabha, allocated seats in the Lok Sabha, allocated seats in the State Assembly. These are given not in the Constitution, they are given in the Representative People Act of 1950. Then 5th schedule deals with scheduled areas. 5th and 6th deal with scheduled areas. 5th scheduled areas, the states having scheduled areas except Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura. These are given in the 5th schedule. In the 6th schedule, the tribal people belong to 4 states. Specific provisions for the tribal people in 4 states, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram are given in the 6th schedule. 7th schedule is dealing with the federal system of India. And there is a division of power between central government and state government. If you go through 7th schedule, you can see there are 3 lists in the Constitution: union list, state list and concurrent list. By 3 lists, we have divided power between the central government and state government. Union list is the biggest list, then comes a state list, and 3rd list is called a concurrent list. So there are 3 lists in the 3rd schedule of Indian Constitution, and we have clearly demarcated power between the central government and state government through provisions of the Indian Constitution. So the 8th schedule contains languages, Indian languages, or generally we say vernacular languages. There are 22 languages in the 8th schedule. And 8th schedule is very important for an IAS aspirant because you can select one of these as is qualifying for a qualifying examination. You can select one of these languages mentioned in the 8th schedule. And another important point is 9th schedule. 9th schedule is actually land form laws. The idea of 9th schedule was added by First Amendment of Indian Constitution. And you know what is the important reason for including 9th schedule in the Indian Constitution? Whenever we pass land reform laws, they were questioned in the court, and sometimes they were declared invalid because they were against fundamental right to property. Therefore, government considered a new idea. They created a new schedule for the Indian Constitution, 9th schedule, and it made a provision that if a law is included in the 9th schedule, its validity cannot be questioned in the court. So we added a new article 31B, and 31B says once a law is included in the 9th schedule, the validity of that law cannot be challenged. That is not subject to judicial scrutiny. In this way, we can protect all the laws that could be otherwise declared invalid by the court. So knowing pretty well that a particular law is against the Constitution, we can make the law and include the law in the 9th schedule. Therefore, a law can be included in the 9th schedule only by an amendment of Indian Constitution. There are at present about 284 laws in the 9th schedule. But not only land reform laws, other laws can also be included in the 9th schedule by a constitutional amendment. Next schedule is 10th schedule. 10th schedule is anti-defection law. So in 85-86 period, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, and Rajiv Gandhi decided to pass this law called anti-defection law that prevents crossing the floor or defection. And this law was passed by the Parliament almost unanimously, and that was included in the Constitution as 10th schedule, that is given constitutional protection or constitutional sanctity. Next schedule is 11th schedule. 11th schedule was added by the 73rd Amendment, and 12th schedule was added by 74th Amendment. 73rd added 11th schedule, and 11th schedule contains 29 subjects that should be delegated to Panchayat bodies. And 12th schedule contains 18 subjects that should be delegated to the state, to the municipalities and corporations by the state government. So these are the 12 schedules of Indian Constitution. Then another important point you must remember, nowadays 9th schedule has lost its validity because there was a very important Supreme Court decision in 2007 known as Coelho versus State of Tamil Nadu case, and in this case the Supreme Court said even if any law is included in the 9th schedule, if it is included after Kesavanta decision, the validity of that can be challenged. So now 9th schedule does not have this protection that was expected at the time of amendment of Indian Constitution. So these are the important schedules of the Indian Constitution, and you must be thorough with the schedules because they may ask you what is first schedule or what is 7th schedule, what is 9th schedule, etc. So be thorough with all schedules of Indian Constitution. If you like this video, subscribe to this and share it. And if I end out, you may contact me over phone. My phone number is 98955 32673.